This video will familiarize and instruct you in safety practices when using industrial and agricultural mowing equipment. It is your responsibility to become thoroughly educated in the operation of your mowing equipment and to be able to recognize the potential hazards that exist on the worksite. Every operator must be trained on each piece of equipment required for the job and must understand the intended use of the mowing equipment. Rotary cutters such as this one for pasture clipping, crop residue shredding, heavy brush cutting, right-of-ways, and roadside or highway mowing. Disc mowers for agricultural hay crop mowing must not be used to mow along roadways. It is essential that you read and understand all operation and safety manuals provided by the mower and tractor manufacturer. For operators who cannot read these manuals, have the instructions explained to you before operating the equipment. Although this presentation will cover many of the situations you may encounter on the job, it is not intended as a substitute for the operator's manual. Also, familiarize yourself with all regulations that apply, as well as the various safety messages that appear in the operator's manuals and on the mowing equipment. This is a safety alert symbol, which calls your attention to the possibility of personal injury or death. Carefully read, understand, remember, and follow the instructions. In addition to knowing how to operate the mowing equipment, an operator must be alert and physically capable of operating the equipment. For example, some drugs can impair your ability to operate the machinery safely without having an accident. And never use alcohol when operating equipment. Wear all personal protective equipment specified in the operator's manual. This must always include eye protection with side shields. This helps protect against injuries from flying objects. Work clothes should fit snugly. Avoid loose-fitting clothing and tie up long hair. These items could get caught in the rotating parts of the machinery and pull you in. Serious personal injury or death could result. Before starting any job, a thorough equipment inspection must be performed. Conduct a walk-around of the tractor to make sure it is in proper working condition. It must be equipped with a rollover protective structure, or ROPS, with a label like this, a working seat belt, and a PTO master shield. If these items are damaged or missing, do not use the tractor. An enclosed cab provides additional operator protection from thrown objects. Check your mower operator's manual to see if a tractor cab is also required. Check all lights for proper function. Check with local authorities before mowing along a public roadway. Some areas may require special lighting and marking. Confirm that the PTO RPM of the tractor matches that of the mower. Do not use a PTO adapter to increase the speed of the mower. Overspeeding could cause severe damage to the driveline and cutting elements, and increase the risk of objects and components being thrown. Remember, if a 3-point hitch mounted mower is being used, front-end weights may be needed to maintain steering control and front-end stability. Refer to the operator manuals. When inspecting the mower, do not depend upon the 3-point hitch or hydraulics to support the mower. The mower could fall and crush you. Never go under folded wings or under a raised mower unless it is supported according to the operator's manual. The manual will instruct you to use devices like lock valves, pins, or retaining arms. Excessive blade wear or damage can cause the blade to be thrown from the mower, causing personal injury. Inspect the blades and blade fasteners according to your operator's manual. Inspect for things like bent blades, excessive wear, cracks, elongated holes, and blade bolt torque. The blades must be free swinging. Replace missing, damaged, or worn blades as complete sets to maintain rotary balance. Use only blades specified by the manufacturer. Other blades may not be suitable for your mower and could break. Never attempt to repair, weld, or straighten a damaged blade. Check that all scheduled maintenance has been performed, especially lubrication of drive lines and U-joints. Inadequate lubrication may result in the drive line breaking into pieces and flying from the machine. Make sure all safety signs are in place and in good condition. Replace them if they are damaged or missing. Check that the SMV emblem and reflectors are clean and visible. Warning lights must be clean and working. Inspect tires for damage and recommended inflation, and make sure the lug nuts are tight. When connecting the mower, never allow anyone to stand between the tractor and mower. Anyone caught between the tractor and mower could be crushed. Always place the transmission in the park position, as outlined in your tractor operator's manual. Set the parking brake, shut off the tractor, and take the key before dismounting. This will prevent the tractor from moving unexpectedly. Use the parking jack or stand to raise or lower the mower tongue. Do not attempt to lift the tongue manually. It is very heavy and you could be seriously injured. Set the tractor drawbar to the correct length. Refer to the mower operator's manual for correct settings. Securely attach the mower to the drawbar or three-point hitch. Again, referring to the operator's manual for specific instructions. Attach a safety chain for towed equipment between the mower and tractor. Connect the hydraulic hoses according to the instructions in the operator's manual. You should visually inspect for hydraulic fluid leaks. If you suspect a leak but cannot see one, follow the instructions in the operator's manual for leak detection. If you must pressurize the system to find the leak, use an object like a piece of wood or cardboard. Never use your hand to detect a leak. High pressure fluid can be invisible and can be injected into the body through the skin. Serious injury or even death can result. A doctor familiar with this type of injury must surgically remove the injected fluid immediately. Make sure the wings or raised mower decks are supported by the cylinders before removing the transport locks. Never use force to release the transport locks. The wings or deck could fall and crush you. Before attaching the driveline, make sure the tractor PTO and mower driveline splines are clean, rust-free, and lubricated. Use caution. Drivelines are heavy. While attaching, check that the driveline yoke is securely attached by pushing and pulling to make sure it is locked in place. If the driveline is not lubricated and not locked in place, it can come loose from the tractor PTO shaft and break apart, throwing pieces at you or others. Driveline shielding is essential to help prevent serious injury or death from being caught in the driveline. Make sure the PTO master shield, driveline shield, and other drive shields are in place and in good operating condition. If these shields are damaged or missing, do not operate until they are repaired or replaced. If the mower sits outside for an extended period of time or is exposed to rain or humidity, the slip clutch lining plates must be inspected to make sure they are not frozen together from rust or corrosion. The slip clutch plates are frozen together. Avoid driveline damage by readjusting them, as detailed in the slip clutch maintenance section of the operator's manual. Mowing equipment has thrown object shielding to reduce the risk of thrown objects. This shielding must always be in place and in good working condition. Do not operate with damaged or missing thrown object shielding. When replacing thrown object shielding, always use original manufacturer's replacement parts. For rotary cutters, check the side shields, skid shoes, deflectors, and front and rear thrown object shielding. Replace them if worn or damaged. Keep chain guards flexible and evenly spaced. Look for missing chain links or gaps in the guard. Replace any missing chains or shields. For disc mowers, keep the shields and curtains in good repair. Check for holes, tears, openings, or worn areas, which could allow an object to pass through. If worn or damaged, they must be replaced. Make sure all curtains are securely fastened and in the operating position before using the mower. Now that the mower has been checked and the transport locks have been engaged, get on the tractor. Never attempt to start the tractor until you have fastened and adjusted the seat belt. The seat belt helps prevent the operator from being thrown or falling from the tractor seat and into the path of the mower blades. When transporting the mower on a road, couple the brake pedals together. This provides better braking control. Now, start the tractor according to the manufacturer's guidelines. Never start the tractor in a position other than in the operator's seat. Under no circumstances are children or any rider allowed on the tractor or the mower. The rider could fall from the tractor into the path of the mower blades. If the mower is attached to the drawbar, the three-point lift arms must be in the raised position and the control lever locked in the transport detent position. This will prevent the lift arms from damaging the mower driveline and tongue when turning. Begin driving at a slow speed. Practice turns to determine handling, allowing additional clearance for making turns with the mower. To help prevent rollovers, drive with care and at a proper speed for the conditions. Use caution and slow down when operating on slopes. Do not operate equipment on a steep slope where the tractor is not stable. Keep the tractor in gear when going downhill. Do not coast or freewheel. If transporting on roads, use only a properly sized and equipped tractor for towing. Towing speed must not exceed maximum rated speed for the mower. Never tow behind a truck or other motor vehicle. Check side mirrors frequently for traffic and show consideration for others on the road. Pull to the side occasionally to allow traffic to pass. Again, never carry riders. When you reach the worksite, take time to become familiar with the area. Mow only in conditions where you have clear visibility. You must be able to see several hundred feet in all directions in order to identify hazards such as slopes, ditches, drop-offs, overhead obstructions, debris, and people. It is also important to know the area to avoid the potential for thrown objects. Rotary cutters can throw objects 300 feet. Disc mowers can throw objects 100 feet. Knowing the area is especially important when you plan to use a rotary cutter to mow along a road. It is necessary to look for debris by walking the area before you mow. Objects like wire, cable, rocks, tires, and metal objects that could be thrown by the rotary cutter must be removed or marked clearly and avoided. Tall grass may need to be mowed at an intermediate height to achieve a thorough inspection. When using a disc mower, it is also important to know the area. If you have mowed the field before and are familiar with all obstacles that may be present, it is sufficient to watch ahead of the mower path for any additional objects that may have entered the field. Be ready to stop or avoid any objects that could be hazardous if thrown by the mower. But if you plan to mow an unfamiliar field and it is next to a traveled road, or if people may be within 100 feet of the mower, you must first walk the area before you mow. Objects that could be thrown must be removed or marked and avoided. Before lowering the wings, make sure there is enough clearance around the implement and that no one is close to or around the wings. Remove the transport locks and lower the wings or mower deck. They must always be lowered before engaging the PTO. The mower cutting height must be set so that the blades do not hit the ground or hit obstructions and objects close to the ground. For rotary mowers used for highway or roadside mowing, it is recommended that there be a 6-inch minimum cutting height. For disc mowers used in agricultural applications, the recommended cutting heights can be found in the mower operator's manual. Conditions may require an increase in cutting height to avoid blade damage, excessive wear, or blade breakage. Remember, never get off the tractor while it is running. Anytime you dismount, the engine must be off and transmission in park, as outlined in your tractor operator's manual. Set the parking brake and take the key. On 3-point hitch-mounted and wing mowing equipment, do not engage the PTO with the mower deck raised above the maximum cutting height for any reason. This exposes the mower blades, Objects can be thrown, and the blades could cut others. Engage the PTO at lower engine RPM to lessen the chance of damage and thrown objects. Slowly increase engine RPM until the PTO is operating at its rated RPM. Do not exceed this rated RPM. Set your ground speed by selecting the correct gear, as described in the operator's manual. Do not vary engine RPM to obtain desired ground speed. Maintain constant engine RPM. Disengage the PTO immediately in the event of hitting obstructions, feeling abnormal vibrations, or hearing unusual sounds. Shut down the mower and tractor to investigate the cause, and take appropriate action as recommended in the operator's manual. Ground speed should be set according to conditions. You should take into account slope, vegetation, and ground conditions. For highway mowing with rotary cutters, speeds must not exceed 5 miles per hour. When mowing agricultural fields, away from people or roads, faster ground speeds can be used. Watch the area you are mowing. Be ready to avoid any object that could be hazardous if thrown, or could damage the mower. Beware of low-hanging limbs or overhead obstructions, which could strike the tractor or you. Slow down or mow around obstructions. Beware of ground obstructions, like tree stumps, posts, and guardrails, which could seriously damage the mowing equipment. Before raising a mower deck or cutting bar to avoid an obstruction, shut off the PTO and allow the blades to stop rotating. When using a pull-type disc mower, it is acceptable to raise the mower to turn and clear previously cut crop. When mowing across uneven areas such as road shoulders, ditch edges, or other uneven ground, don't allow the blades to contact the ground, loose objects, gravel, or rocks. Blades could cause objects to be thrown, or the blade itself could break and be thrown from the mower. Avoid mowing when backing up. Objects are more likely to be thrown. Instead, shut off the PTO, wait for the blades to stop turning, raise the mower, and then back up. Remember, objects thrown from the rotary cutter can travel distances up to 300 feet, the length of a football field. For a disc mower, the distance can be up to 100 feet. In either case, you must always be alert to avoid debris. Do not mow in areas where other people are present. To shut down the mower, bring the tractor to a complete stop. Slow the mower by reducing engine RPM. Disengage the PTO. Wait for all rotating parts to stop before moving off the mowing area. Always place the transmission in park position, as outlined in your tractor operator's manual. Set the parking brake. Lower the mower deck, cutter bar, and wings to the ground. Shut down the engine. Take the key, relieve the hydraulic pressure, and wait for all motion to stop before getting off the tractor. If a wing or disc mower will be parked with the wings or cutter bar in a raised position, the transport locks must be engaged. If you are disconnecting the mower, make sure you are parked on a firm, level surface. It's recommended that all mower decks be fully lowered to the ground. If this is not possible and the wings need to be stored in a raised position, install the wing transport locks before disconnecting the mower from the tractor. For 3-point hitch disc mowers, the jack stand and the entire cutter bar must always be lowered and resting on the ground. Never attempt to disconnect the mower from the tractor with the cutter bar in a raised position. It will fall on you. Do not unhitch the mower without using the parking jack or stand supplied with your mower. Do not attempt to lift the tongue manually, as it is very heavy and could injure you. Remove the safety tow chain. Lower the parking jack or stand. Raise the mower until the tongue hitch is no longer resting on the tractor drawbar. Make sure the parking jack or stand is resting on firm ground. Disconnect the hydraulic hoses from the tractor and secure them to the mower. Remove the drive line from the tractor PTO shaft. Use caution. Drive lines are heavy. Place the drive line in its storage bracket. Place the tractor PTO master shield in the lowered position. Remove the hitch pins or attaching hardware. To be sure that your mower is ready for its next use, check for worn or damaged parts and repair as necessary. Use only manufacturer's replacement parts. Never allow children to play on or around the tractor or mowing equipment. Manufacturers of this type of equipment contributed to the development and presentation of this video. The objective? To help you develop good safety practices and make you a better mower operator. This important information is intended to help reduce the potential for serious personal injury, downtime, and machinery repair. But it is up to you to make these safety procedures an important part of every workday. Thank you for watching this video on safety practices for mowing equipment.